Folks, so the internet. I suppose the majority of you already had his or her touch points with it, but I also suppose that only the minority knows that the internet actually originally was a decentralized concept. So the internet originated from the MIT, which is a university in the United States, and then in a decentralized way spread across the globe. So in the early days, the services and what we would call like apps, software, which were provided on the internet were also decentralized. So people, geeks were coming together and thought like, oh, this would be actually a nice thing to have, and then programmed it and offered it. And over the years, like in the 90s to 2000, companies also came across that, oh, you can actually make money on the internet. So they started developing software as well. And the thing there is that the software, the apps developed by those companies were actually better than those of that were there before. Because when you put on together a R&D team of programmers and let them work on something, they could actually like come objectively up with a better product, and then in the end a lot more convenient for the customer. That's why we are all on Amazon. And that's why, and in the end the problem is actually our fault, all of the users, us, they migrated from those first decentralized solutions to those more centralized solutions of those company platforms, what we have today. And over the years, like the 2000s, this ended up in the problem which we have today, namely that Google and Facebook know more about yourself than your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your mom, due to your behavior on the internet. So I'm not here to discuss whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm here to tell that we actually have now a chance to do something against it and to compete with it. Because the reason why only those centralized, like with companies, solutions evolved is that apparently so far developing a sustainable product and convenient product in a decentralized way wasn't possible so far. And this is where a new technology comes in, called blockchain. If you don't heard it yet, like probably heard about Bitcoin, blockchain is the technology about Bitcoin. And if you take one thing away from this talk, then this should be the following: what blockchain could help us to do. Namely, blockchain helps to align a group of people that have different interests, don't know or don't trust each other, to work sustainably on something. And that could be, for example, the development of a software, a platform like Airbnb, but still only following their inherent egoistic behavior, like I do what is best for my own benefit, right? So blockchain helps us to still put those people together to work towards a common goal, and align those forces. That's how we finally have the capabilities to compete against centralized institutions and also centralized platforms. So let's put this in the real world a bit. What would happen is someone would come up with a centralized platform like Airbnb. It would be very convenient at the beginning to join. The platform grows, including all those network effects. And then at the end, the platform is actually more powerful than the users on it. And they will exploit our data because that's how they monetize later in the end. But now, we can decide, the market can decide, that is actually different because of blockchain and because of the mechanisms behind blockchain to enable us to actually build the same platforms. Blockchain is basically a database technology. So to build the same platforms, but in a decentralized way. And what is the big advantage of this? Well, you, me, and all of us, in the end, we are in power, in charge of our own data again. And the nice thing, which I'm really happy to stand here, is that this is now possible. So, in the early days, there was already a nice example of this being possible without blockchain, and that is Wikipedia, right? It was a decentralized way how to aggregate knowledge and outperform like all the other existing encyclopedias. So, until now, again, for bigger, more complex projects like platforms or something, this wasn't possible. So, due to blockchain technology, we can now, decentralization is now actually capable of winning over centralization. Thank you very much.